Welcome to my first review video. I wanted to be able to show people comparisons between different equipment. I find reviews just talking about one specific model kind of one-sided. You don't know how they compare to something else, especially if it's something you've never used before. And I figure sticks are something people can go out everywhere for and pick one up, try it out, see how they like it. I think I have a decent range here that I've used. I don't have any composites, but especially the Warrior, because I do know they're available basically anywhere and many people have used them, so it's something to compare against. As you can see, I have two Simmions sticks here, a Torspo and a Warrior, and I'll just say what I like about them, like what I paid for them, what I think they're worth, what I would recommend, what I don't like, stuff like that. As you can see, only one of the Simmions is used, the other one is brand new. Reason being is I just tend to like the ones that to use the ones that I've already used up to try to save them for like another time. This Simmions in particular is beat up a lot. It's super flimsy, and it's basically being held together by tape now. It cracks like all the time, but that's no problem. I've had both these for over a year. As you can see, I've only used one for a while. I really enjoy these sticks. I think I paid $130 for both, and I think it's a good value. The shaft, like, it started splintering, but again, I've used this thing for so long that I can't fault it at all. It did go soft on me in about 6 months. I can't comment if that's a long time or not, because I wasn't playing a lot then, and so I can't tell if that would be 4 months normally, 3 months normally, but it did happen. And when that happened, like, I could tell shooting it was much more difficult. You could still shoot, but it wasn't like the pop. Shouldn't really say pop, because player sticks really have a pop, but this was more, especially with the Miller curve, I could really get up off the glass really easily when I first got it, but as it got softer and softer, it became harder and harder, and now I can't really get off the glass at all because it's so soft. I don't use this one for games anymore. Just use it for shinny and killing time, and I wouldn't trust it for games because it's gonna break pretty soon. But I've had other times where sticks I really like were stepped on for a poke check just for fun, and it's broken, so you're out $80, $100. So that's why I keep using beat up ones like this. Out of all of these, I'm pretty sure the Torspo one is actually made in the same factory as the Simmions are. From what I understand, the Simmions guys and the Vaughn guys mentioned, all the sticks made in Canada are made in the same factory for heritage. Pastel as well. The Simmions ones are great sticks. The Torspo one's very good also. I'm pretty sure they're actually the same stick, and this one just has a painting covering on it. Although you can't see it doesn't look like it has the carbon weave inside of it, but they've lasted quite a while for me, so I'm not positive what the actual construction of the Torspo is. If I had a shooting pad, I would show the difference between the blades. I will show those later, but I would show how I can shoot with them, what I like about them, what I don't like about them. But I don't have a shooting pad at this moment, so I can't do that. I'm looking into getting one though. For these two, for the Simmions right now, the blue one, the used one, is a Miller curve, and the other one's a Turco curve. The Miller one stayed as BU30, Turco's DA35. When I bought these, I wasn't sure what kind of stick I liked, or the sizing. Basically, I just took I had an old CCM Heaton 6, or Heaton 8 that was a Kolzik, and I took that in, and whatever was closest I bought, and I found I really like the Miller curve on this. I could really pass the puck pretty good with it when it was stiff, put it off the glass pretty easily. This Warrior's an Emery curve, and honestly I can't shoot worth crap with it. Same with the Torspo. I'm sure other people can, it's just not my style of shooting. I'm not very good with the puck anyways for shooting, so that's could be one of the issues. For the Simmions sticks, specifically, I love how they feel with rebounds, with pucks, poke checking, everything like that. There's like no vibration at all. They're pretty light. but they do break down. As I said, I had about 6 months in it, which is still good, and like this is about a year old. It's clearly broken and on its last leg, but it's still fine. Like I can still use it fine, no problems with it. And I do have a backup, and for $60 or $60-$70 I paid for it, it's pretty good deal. And that just wasn't on sale or anything. It's just that's the deal they gave. Well, he said the deal that they give for goalie store users, but I think that's, if you just ask them, they take $10 off the buy two price anyways. So I would totally recommend the Simmions sticks. The one hard part is finding out your size and the curve. It's something that I'm not completely sure about yet. All these are basically different curves, different sizes. The Warrior one's taller than all of them. And I have a couple more sticks I haven't used yet, so I didn't bring them down for comparison. And there are, again, different sizes, different curves, because I don't really know what I like or what I don't like. I'm not very picky for sticks. Like I said, I don't really handle the puck that much. For the Simmions stick specifically, I would absolutely recommend these for the price. You can't really, considering that's what the price is going to be all the time, and Passau sells theirs for about, I think, 90. I'm not positive on that number. I can't see why anyone would go with them over the Simmions. I haven't found one argument for that, besides that you can custom them, but you can customize them on Simmions as well. Maybe not to the extent, but I can't see, like, honestly, I don't know the difference because I haven't used the Passau. But I really, really, really do like the Simmions one. I'm kind of upset that the Miller one's on its last leg, and because I love the curve on it, and I've really enjoyed using the stick. It was my go-to for a long time, as you can see by how beat up it is. But as you can also see, the blade is super flexible, as well as the whole stick. I could probably break this on camera right now if I really want to, pretty easily, but I don't want to. And I don't know if you can see, it's super chipped at the top, or I always hit the post whenever I ding it to find out where I am. And it was getting splintered here from a shot, and I got a couple big splinters out of that. So hence why I wrapped it. It should be retired, but it's still going. Because like I just don't want to use a new one for shitty and nothing important like that. And just to show the difference, as you can see, this blade flexing is pretty good there. Kind of hear little cracks. And whenever a puck hits it in certain spots, I'm pretty sure it's like gonna break. And just the normal Simmions is pretty stiff, can't move at all. So that's how it comes, right? And the other one just used so much. But I haven't shot this one, so I can't tell you how the turco curve is, but as everyone knows, he can handle the puck and shoot it very well. The thing I really liked about the Miller one is I don't like to pull my glove down low on the stick, because I don't want a stick handle or do anything fancy. All I want to do is put my stick on, catching glove on the stick as fast as possible and just like almost flick it out. And I found that really easy to do with the Simmions. You just simply put, like, all I do is literally this, and with the palm open, the glove or closed, doesn't really matter, and just flick, and I could get it off the glass really easily when it was new. Now I can get it up, like shin pad height, but yeah, I'm not a great puck handler. So yeah, Simmions I would definitely recommend, especially for the price. They do, like I do say, they do wear down, but again, I got a pretty good usage of them. I'm not positive exactly how long, so unfortunately I can't say if they're super durable or not, but I was very happy with the purchase. I figured I'd show what puck marks, like pucks getting hit with this do. Not much, like I've had this for so long and used it for about a year. Obviously the ends are very, very beat up and chipping, and like you get little tiny slivers everywhere, but that's 6 year old and should be retired. But the paddle itself is still intact. Like, it's pretty good. There's obviously some like dents and stuff like that, but it's not bad at all. It's in pretty good shape for how long I've had it. As you can see, look at the front, and then look at the back. You can see just the difference of new and old. I'm gonna try to show the best I can of the blades. and why I like them. This is the Miller curve. It's like heel curve, pretty good twist. I love this one. Like I said, I could ring it up the glass when it was new. As you can see right now, there's flex in the toe, but again, this stick's like a year old, so it kind of makes sense. Here's the Warrior. I don't like this as much. So the reason being, I can't shoot as well with it, but again, that's just probably me. And it has it's much stiffer, if you can tell, not much give to it at all. But again, the one has about 6 months. Simmions has about 6 months on the Warrior. I'm gonna try to show how I hold the stick when I shoot, which could be explain why I can't use the other ones. When I shoot, I basically do this, and that's it. Put my hand on it and flick. And I think that's why the Miller one's good for me, because I just do and flick. And the other ones I'm pretty sure are more of a glove shooting type sticks, because I have done that just to try. I get better results than the top of the hand and flick. I can't comment on the Turco one, but it looks like it'd be good as like the Miller is. It seems similar, but again, can't comment on it, I haven't used it yet. If I had a shooting pad, I would go bring it out, take some video, but I don't have that yet. I might do a part 2 and show that one, but for the time being, this is all I got. Moving on to the Torspo. This is a Surge 421. I don't think they make these anymore. I think this was for Javi Bolin. As you can see, the paint's blue, gold, and white. So when he was with the Oilers a couple years ago, before he had to black out his stick, he was using these. I don't know if this is the exact one or not. I think there's a 521. I think it might be composite, I'm not sure. And I know there's a lower model than this one. I would not get the lower model. It was not a foam core. It was solid wood, and it was heavy and did not feel nice. This one felt just like any other foam core I've used, besides a Warrior, but I think the Warriors are different construction, so I'm not too worried about that. It's very lightweight. I can't really shoot with it, but again, that's like I said about the Simmions. I think it's more me and not the curve, or just not my style of curve. I paid $60 for this, I think, and the retail store wanted 120 or 130 Canadian, but that store tends to jack up prices. It's definitely not worth that at all. Not saying it's a bad stick, but when you can get Simmions for 2 for 130, 140, it's with like special colors or more paint options, it was definitely a better deal. I ended up paying, like I said, $60 for this, which I got 2 when I bought these, and because they were clearing out the brand, because no one around here knows who they are and didn't want to buy them or risk them, and they're made in Canada, so why not? So I used these. I had 2 of these. One of them, the very first shot I took, broke on the heel broke, or sorry, the toe broke. I taped it up and it worked fine for about 4 months until someone stepped on it and cracked the blade. But again, it's not the stick's fault. It was the toe part was the stick's fault, but the blade was completely just a fluke. And I'm pretty sure the toe was too, because I've had no problems with this one so far, minus the obvious crazy amounts of paint chipping everywhere. Basically every time I use this, it gets more and more chipped, and it's annoying to a degree, but that's not the part I don't like about this. The part I don't like is the paint rubbing off on the paddle, because it stains your gloves, and I'll show you that later on, right when I'm done just looking at this, because that is a pretty big pain, and it's hard to get out, and I don't know if you can actually get it all out. If you have all white gloves like I do, it can be kind of ugly. Basically anywhere it gets hit, the paint chips off, and then some. And it does seem like this one does get a little bit dense, but not much. And I don't know if it's any different, and maybe just the paint difference. It's still a good stick, and for like, if you can have $50, by all means buy it. Yeah, as you can see how bad the paint chipping is. But if that has no issue to me at all. I don't care about that at all. So if you do, then it might be an issue. Here is what the Torspo stick does to your gloves. As you can see, it dyes the palms too. One of my older gloves I have that I sold, basically the fingers were gray instead of black, and they were blue by the time I was done using one of these. And as you can see, it's pretty nice and discolored. Luckily I'm not going to sell this glove anytime soon because I really like it. It's a Larceny Pro. But that is what this stick does because of the horrible paint job on it. But I don't care about aesthetics that much. So I'm okay with that. But it's one negative about the stick for sure. And some people would be turned off by it, and that's completely understandable. So what we have here is a Warrior Swagger. This one's a 27.5 Emery. It retailed for about $140 here. I paid $50 for it. Sport Check. Canada, a Pure Hockey has it right now for $50. This is much heavier than the other sticks I have over there. I'm not sure what the weight difference is, but it most definitely is heavier. It is taller too, the paddle. I don't think that has anything to do with it because when you pick it up you can just feel the heft to it. This feels much stronger than what those are. And when you look at the blade, it is more reinforced than what those were. And you can't really see it, well you can see a little bit, but it does have a reinforced carbon strip at the bottom. I don't think my Simmions ones have that. I know Simmions sells a stick similar to this. I haven't used it myself because it was out of my price range when I went there, and this one was on sale when I bought this, so that's why I bought it. I used this one for about 4 months. It looks pretty decent shape. Puck marks on it, fine, dense, nothing to be alarmed of, everything's pretty normal. Banging up against a post is rubbing it down a little bit. That's just what I do and what happens. I do like this stick. I can't shoot with it. I don't know if that's the curve or what. I'm pretty sure it is, and just my lack of talent. But I like how pucks feel off of it. It does feel like stiffer and a little more like vibration when coming off of the paddle and the stick compared to the other ones I have. But it feels like this one will last longer. I haven't felt it break down at all within my using it 4 months. It feels brand new from when I got it, and I've taken some pretty good shots with it. Basically I was using this one and my Simmions one, rotating it back and forth during the summer, and eventually when I went to a different league I just ended up using the Simmions one because I had backups if it broke. Like I have other sticks that are the same size if it broke, so I wanted something to be comfortable with and not switching between paddle sizes. But I do really like this stick. For $50 I would say yes, buy as many as you can. But it is heavier than the other ones, so you have to watch out for that. I do think it is a good quality stick. But if I had to choose between these and the other ones, if money was no option, I would choose the Simmions ones because I do like how they're lighter and they feel a little bit better when they take pucks. They don't vibrate as much. But if this lasts as long as I think it's going to last, it'd be better value. But I can't comment on that yet because I haven't broken one and I haven't used one to its full extent. So that was my first review of goalie equipment. I would like to do more, and I will do more of the stuff I have, including might do player equipment as well. But like I said, the problem is if you don't have another piece of equipment to compare it to, I find it hard to tell what a review is really saying. Based on these sticks, I would get the Simmions first, especially if money's no option. But they're not expensive. They're very good value. Just I feel like for performance-wise, I'm best with them. That could just be the curve. Like I'm saying again, everyone has their own personal preference. One thing I would like to say is I'm sorry for the production quality. It's my first time doing one of these videos. It's kind of just a prototype test run. I would like to do it better. Like I said, I want a shooting pad. I'd like it more professional, not in my basement with a sheet a towel over a table setup, and I'll work on that too if these get any traction and anyone actually wants to see them. Like I would love to do a review of my gloves. I've used quite a few. I don't have a lot of them anymore. I already sold them off, but I think it gives some insight on there. I have some definite negatives for some that I've used, and absolute positives with other ones, and even the same ones. So yeah, leave a message and tell me if you want any more of these.